Good morning. Call to order the meeting of the Preston County Commission. Today is March 7th, 2023, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let the record show that all three commissioners are present: Commissioner Smith, Commissioner Thomas, Commissioner Stone. Do we have anyone from the public to recognize that is not on the agenda? All right, take a review of the bills.
I move to approve the bills that have been properly presented and reviewed.
No, second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded to pay the bills as they have been properly presented and reviewed. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Yes. From our assessor's office, good morning. Good morning. Some tax corrections.
Yes, we have 30, and the total is 235.8.
This time I move that we approve the tax correction list that's been presented by the assessor's office.
I would like to second the motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the tax correction list as it has been presented in the amount of $235.80. I believe that's all on personal property.
Yes.
Commissioners, did you, yeah,
Yep.
Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes. I did that upside down.
I don't think it matters.
That's
really,
why I
as
didn't
you
work.
sign it. As long as you sign it, I mean.
Yeah.
Either way, it's on there.
Well, I normally look, I didn't look. Well, I didn't want to go though. I'm sure the correct date and all of that. All right, we will move along to our 9:31. We have Mr. Bill Bunsen with an application to use the Preston County Courthouse lawn. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We, Vietnam Veterans, Chapter 977, Preston County Honor Guard, wanting to do a ceremony on the 29th of March for National Vietnam War Veterans Day. I think you have it on the release there.
Yep.
That's what we're going to have, just a 21 gun salute, normal program. We asked in any participation if you all want to participate.
Okay.
And any honor members, who will all release this to the media and different people and our representatives and delegates, and see if anybody wants to attend.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there.
That's a Wednesday.
It's a weekend.
Any other questions, guys?
No, Mr. Bunsen, if I can get you to take this.
At this time, I make a motion that we approve this application to use the courthouse lawn by the Vietnam Veterans Association.
Preston County Honor Guard.
No, the Preston County Honor Guard.
I'd like to second the motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the application from the Preston County Honor Guard to use the courthouse lawn in observance of National Vietnam War Veterans Day, March 29th, 2023 at 12 noon. Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes. All right, I have one more here, Bill.
And then Bill, I wanted to bring up, since you're here, you talked about us leaving the green lights on the monument. Would you like us to leave them up sometime? The green lights that show.
Fine.
It's fine. Yes, I mean, it's just, it was a comment that was made because it had that accent to it. And, I mean, I didn't know whether you guys, I knew what the reason was that you used to.
They're just solar lighting.
Yeah, they're just solar
We can definitely
lighting.
just put them right, I'm sure we have them.
Yeah, I didn't know whether they just got taken down because of the.
Well,
That-
we had
that
just
was
passed
for
it,
the
it was just through
Veterans
Veterans Day, yeah, and that's, it was a national thing, to just go through from, basically from the first day of November till Veterans Day week. And, yeah, actually the end of Veterans Day week, but.
I mean, I can understand taking them down for
I
winter.
mean, and it was just unusual that people commented on, where'd he go? What happened to him? you know, what,
Yeah.
we just,
Okay,
I'm
well,
not sure the reason I said anything about that, you know, we just.
No, that's great.
yeah, we're just happy to see that Joe puts some.
Yeah. Shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Thanks for bringing that to our attention. That's nice that people noticed.
Yeah.
All right.
You know?
It actually looks really good for
Does it
solar
look good?
powered
It
lights.
is.
All right, we'll go ahead with some just basic business or approval of our minutes.
At this time, I move that we approve the minutes for February 14th.
I would like to second that motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes for February 14th, 2023. Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes. State settlements?
I would like to approve the state settlement list for February 24th, 2023 through February 24th, 2023 for Donald C. Clark, Annie Marie Main, and Alice J. Walls.
I will second that.
Been properly moved and seconded to approve the estate settlement list, February 21, 2023 through February 24, 2023 for Clark, Main, and Walls. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Yes. PIVs.
This time, I'm going to move that we dispense with the reading of the PIVs and accept another record February 23rd through March 1st.
I would like to second the motion.
Been properly moved and seconded to dispense with the readings of the proceedings in vacation and open court session and enter them into record for February 23rd, 2023 through March 1st, 2023. Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes. We have nothing under the fiduciary. We're trucking along. We still have 4 minutes before our next appointment. Anything today for EMS ordinance discussion?
We just have a meeting tomorrow.
Yeah, just, we have a meeting with, Hampshire County Commission and their OEM 911 director. If that's what they call their,
That's
so
gonna
they
be
call it
able
in
to-
Hampshire County.
Yeah, I think
Office here.
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
close enough.
It's just,
Then-
it's just information.
Yeah,
It's
then our
just
work session
informational
coming
stuff.
up, yeah. Just preparing for that.
When is our work session again?
That would be 9 AM on Friday, the 10th of March.
The work session for
What?
EMS?
Is this, huh?
Wait,
The
which,
20th.
Because I don't have it on my calendar or anything. I had something else I was going to do that day. A doctor's
The one-
appointment.
the budget?
No, not budget.
Oh,
No, no, no.
okay, then, yes.
I was like, wait a minute. I
I
was like,
apologize. for
sorry,
that.
it's 24th or the 25th?
I believe that is the 25th,
Okay.
24th, Friday the 24th, 9 AM.
Okay.
Yeah, Friday.
All right. I
I was
just
gonna say,
wanted to,
don't make it on Saturday the 25th.
all right, okay, just for my
And our
Yeah,
budget
I'm
meetings
confused.
start when again? Because I don't have that on my
week
calendar.
of the 20th or 21st.
The week of the 20th.
Okay.
Yes,
'Cause I don't
that's
have
with
it on
our
my-
elected official move EMS
Right.
on Friday.
Right. I just didn't have it on my calendar. I didn't want to like have it not
Oh,
there.
you're all good, you're all good.
Oh, great. All right, at this time, we have, well, we're still just a minute early, but I was watching, I've been watching some of the bills as they're moving through, and it looks like the bill for PEIA is going to allow EMS to bill at 110%. So
Yeah.
that would be an increase.
Yeah, all the hospitals are going to get, all medical services.
If it
Which I,
goes through.
which that's kind of contradictive, and this is the insurance agent in me, but we have a TIA insurance increase at the county level.
That's
And
all
it's,
over.
well, yeah, all over, it's affecting us, and increasing how much they can bill is gonna take out of their profit loss ratio. So then they'll probably end up charging higher premiums.
Oh, that's the projected
Well, we're already heading that direction.
47% over the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So, the inflation at its finest.
But
I just think-
and in their defense, they keep saying that they'll say, they said the same amount, and I did talk to a couple insurance people, like West Virginia Corp, just see if they had anything, and they said they're not gonna touch it because there's not a big enough pool of people, for one thing. As much as they said they are definitely looked into it, but they won't do it at this time. It's just not enough pool of people to make it.
I think
Cost
eventually it will head that
And then also
direction.
it won't, they said the premium would have to be too high. It has to be a whole lot higher than it is now to justify. In fact, PEIA is actually lower than most other
So you're saying
things.
that, the state system actually does an okay job?
Technically, yes. If you look at it on a financial note, yes, it does, even though there is a lot of issues with it.
Okay.
All right, next up, we have our 9:40 appointment. We have Ms. Shirley Hartley with the Rollsburg Revitalization Committee with a funding request.
Thank you.
How are you this morning?
Good. It's snowing when I came in.
Oh, great.
Not
It
sure.
was, the weather is ridiculous. It is. I do thank you on behalf of the Rollsburg Revitalization. Thank you for letting me appear this morning. According to my records, back in 2014, we applied for a mini grant
Mhm.
for $5,000. And since that period of time, we applied twice and it's been granted twice. Those funds go quickly, but of course, the last 3 years, we did not use it. So we now have a little bit left in the, I filed all of the reports except the last one because there's still a little bit of money in that fund. But with our events coming up this summer, if there's any available, we can certainly use it. I have submitted online the mini grant application, and I have with me today the resolution from our organization authorizing me to make that request. And,
So, 4 major events. So it's the River City Festival of Arts.
The Veterans Commemoration Day, the Chestnut Festival, and
Okay.
just the one.
those all, now, as far as I know, we're the only organization in the county that offers the cultural venue that we do with the River City Festival. We have opera, dance,
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I've been to all 4 of them at one point in my life. Yeah,
and unfortunately,
certainly agree.
we don't get as much attention as we'd hoped with the opera because we just wanted to bring the culture into the county, and we do get
People don't understand
Montana.
opera. People don't understand opera.
right, but
I think people.
it's good to make it available.
I think people with time, you're probably draw more people in. And this would just contributions.
Generally, yeah. We can get either that or we can pull it out of, it'll come out of contribution, but I believe in the past, it came out of hotel motel. Because it is related to tourism, so it's.
Yeah, that's where it's
It
coming
meets that
2004
criteria.
was-
And I think that's where we pulled it in the past,
Right.
was from that area. So we just need to look at that budget time and see what we can do for it.
2014 was the last time that.
No, we got the second one was in 2018-19.
Yeah, it was right before COVID hit.
Yeah. So
Okay.
We
that's why we saw that
anticipate
some of-
other requests like this coming in, and so when we get into our budget meetings here in just a couple weeks, we'll be.
When's
Okay,
your,
yeah. I appreciate
Yes.
consideration.
when's your first, venue, your event?
Memorial Day.
Memorial
Memorial
Day
Day
weekend.
Then it goes in every couple months after that.
Yeah, then we get
There's another thing. All the
Okay,
way through.
Thank you,
is there any other
Shirley.
questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I agree with that. Say hi to Bob.
All right, next up, we have Casey Sawyer, Community Corrections with a grant, with grant approval documents.
Back easy.
So I'm here today in hopes to get signatures and approval for the 2023-2024 for Community Corrections Program grant that will be submitted next Tuesday, the 14th. We are requesting at once $175,000 through the Criminal Justice Board in hopes to regain some momentum from the grant that we had lost in the last year. We had a meeting the last Thursday regarding the grant, and everything seems to be in order. We're just waiting for approval.
Okay.
At this time, I make a motion that we approve this grant application for community corrections as long as the president signed.
I'd like to second that motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the grant application for the Community Corrections Program and authorize the president to sign. Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes.
So Casey, if you could fill me in, because I was kind of wondering, so I know, no funding comes from the county commission, but are you pretty much state funded community corrections?
It's more self-funded, really.
More
Because
self-funded.
through the drug tests they offer,
Yeah, there's a-
things like the
so there's a
DHHR and
portion
things
of
like
that.
that.
Yeah, we're using this year $65,000 of our DHHR reimbursements, and we're using 82,000, give or take, of our local funds through our own accounts.
Okay,
And then we hope to at least get a portion of what we're requesting through this
very
grant.
good, great.
Yeah.
And who was that through again?
The exact name is the state criminal justice board that we submitted through.
Do you know how many places there are to sign in here?
Just that front section is all, the second section is when you hit the next,
Yeah.
It's just a rundown of stuff.
yeah.
Are we going, and I know this is before I was on the county commission, but are we going to continue with the quarterly updates from community corrections?
Try to, yeah. And I talked to Sam Hess, is the president. And, he was talking about coming in, especially after they have a meeting, because their meetings are quarterly.
Yeah.
So it'd be after each of those, sometime thereafter, because there's really nothing to report until then.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sure.
A lot of it'll be like mostly budgetary things of that sort. And what are they seeing as far as statistics and things like that.
We will be back in a couple weeks, I believe, so. Any questions?
I was just wondering, that was before. Figure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You need copies of that? Yeah. All right. Joe, we have 7 minutes. Do you have anything you would like to go over?
I can run through my stuff.
Okay.
Or we do have other Joe here.
Mr. LaRue, do you have an update today?
I do, if
All
you would
right.
like that now.
Yes, let's go ahead.
Just very quickly, we have many honored guests, and we don't want to hold up the
I didn't see you back there.
wonderful people. So very quickly, Commissioners, we have a quick update on the Sheriff's Office and the insurance situation. So it turns out that yesterday morning was the day we contacted all the people to see what the holdup is, how we can make things work quicker. So it turns out that the insurance guy, Walt, he could have decided to give you all 2 payments for your damage at the sheriff's office, but he decided basically to give 1 payment since most of your information was in. Well, it turns out Panhandle with the mitigation had just a small bit of paperwork to turn into him. And so we of course got with them and they very quickly got that information to Walt. So now we have verified that he has in fact all the information to provide you all with the damage for the sheriff's office. And me and Mr. Holger, we believe from our conversation with him that it will be this week for sure, possibly
Sure,
even
this
tomorrow.
week.
So really quickly, moving on to the next building is the design for the new health department / extension service / WIC office. The health department, Mr. BJ Davis, has wrote the check for the retainer, and he has also wrote the check for half of the design, and that check will go out today. So the design of the health department / extension service / WIC office will continue
It's
on.
underway.
All that
We
purpose.
have to have everybody involved. So that is exciting times to have, the design process to move forward so quickly. So we're moving along with that. And other than that, just, regular normal maintenance things and everything's moving along nicely. We've been replacing some, fluorescent light fixtures with LED light fixtures in different parts of the buildings throughout the county. So we're making things, brighter and nicer and more efficient, save energy. So we're happy about that.
And we're waiting on the insurance company to see if they're approved the documents being refurbished too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so as soon as so it's interesting because back to the sheriff's office and the flood, it's very interesting because the insurance company trusted the estimator from Panhandle implicit. They took everything, they could have sent their own estimator up if they did not trust.
They have worked
very
with them
good
before, and they know, a lot
Yes.
of insurance companies,
Exactly.
they have worked with a certain client, they will take their estimate because they know it's valid.
So that could have possibly extended the situation 3 more weeks. You know,
Right,
So they
exactly.
got their guy up here. So he verified to me and Mr. Joe Walker that he did in fact agree completely with the estimator from Panhandle's estimate for the rebuild of the sheriff's office. So that was a great thing.
Yeah.
So thank you all very much.
Okay, thank you, Joe.
You're up.
Step right up.
You're up.
Step right up. Don't be shy.
These things. Now,
Oh, yes.
first off, we have a personnel change. As you recall, Jenna Felton was off on maternity leave, and then she was back on part-time status. And now she is back to being a full-time person, so we need to get that adjusted for the payroll clerk. So I'd ask that approve moving Jenna Felton back to full-time status at $13.91 hourly.
At this time, I move that we proceed with moving Ms. Felton to full.
Did I do this?
It's not an original.
There it is.
No, that one.
You want this one back?
Oh, my apologies.
All right, go ahead.
At this time, I move that we approve Ms. Felton to move back to full-time at a pay rate of $13.91 an hour, equating to $28,932.80 a year with benefits.
I'll say that.
Been properly moved and seconded to move Jenna Felton back from part-time to full-time. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Yes.
There's.
I'm sure they're glad to have her back full-time.
Oh,
Issues I was in school with her. Too much older than me.
All right,
all right.
you got 2 minutes.
Let's get this going here. So, you'll at least get one of these out. As we're getting letters of support here, you can tell that it's congressional earmark.
Yeah.
So.
It's not earmarks anymore.
Congressional
Designated funding.
Yes. So, along those lines, Ronnie Baylor from the EDA has asked for 2 letters each for the Preston County PSD number 4 for the water treatment plant upgrade, and for the Preston County Sewer PSD Hazelton wastewater treatment plant program, both of which are also ARPA projects. So,
there's 2 with PSD 4 and 2 for the public.
Right, one
Health.
to each senator.
one to each side.
I have 2 copies here. That's why I was-
You should have 4.
Well, no, I mean, I had 2 copies of the same. That's fine.
I will make a motion. At this time, I make a motion that we approve these letters of support for PSD 4 water treatment plant upgrade project, and also for the Preston County PSD sewer project waste treatment plant upgrade project. So,
At this time, I would like to second the motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the 4 letters supporting PSD 4 water treatment plant upgrade project and the Preston County Sewer PSD Hazelton wastewater treatment plant upgrade project. Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
yes, and this requires everyone to sign. All right, Joe, we'll go and put you on hold. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge our 9:55 appointment. We have Owen Mulkeen and Amanda Pitzer with the Friends of Cheat with ARPA funds and a letter of support request.
Good morning.
Hi, Amanda.
We've got 3 individual things that I think we'll take action, hopefully take action on. So we'll start with the support letter for the culvert and flood resiliency project. So this is a new arm of work that Friends of the Cheetah started over the last few years, where we have been working with private landowners who have stream crossings on their property that are prioritized in a way that not only improve fish habitat, but also flood resiliency and impacts on downstream property owners. So many of these individuals have been, I don't want to say left behind, but kind of left out of other traditional programs that we might see through like the NRCS or FEMA. So we are seeking, here's kind of an example of a really bad perched culvert. This is actually Wolf Creek. So this is a culvert issue that would be not only fish passage related, but flood resiliency. But we've been doing some work with some private landowners in Tucker County on some driveways. So we're looking to expand that work in Preston County. And this specific request is for $500,000 in congressional directed spending for design and construction. And we've kind of advanced some of these projects where we're almost shovel ready. I will not say they're shovel ready, but we've got permits pending. So this would be a great support to advance some projects we already have in the pipeline. So if there's any questions, we've been doing this work in Tucker County for about 2 or 3 years.
Right.
And this would likely, depending on the funding that we have coupled with this, we would do a project, probably at least 1 in each county. That's what we're taking.
So that's the, that one and then the other one's for the trailhead.
Yeah, so I thought you guys might want to take actions separately, but I can also talk about that one right now, if you'd like.
I'd tell you what, we'll just go down. At this time, a motion that we approve and sign this letter of support for congressionally directed spending for the improving flood resiliency in Preston and Tucker counties.
I will second that motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the letter of support for the flood resiliency in Preston and Tucker County submitted by the Friends of Cheat. For that congressional directed spending. Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful, thank you. And I should note, we did not ask for a letter for each senator, just because I didn't think I could get it together. Capitals are due the 10th. And I didn't think we could get them all in time. So we are only asking for the 1 letter.
Fair enough.
I was gonna ask you why there's only one.
Yeah, we also have been priming, Senator Manchin's staff's just been more engaged with us on some of these projects. No fault of anyone, just limited time and capacity. So we're focusing on the deadline, which is the 15th, as opposed to the one that's due the 10th. So the second letter is a deja vu. We submitted the same request last year to provide funding, additional construction funds for the Cheat River Rail Trail. So this is another $500,000 ask for a congressional directed spending request to Senator Manchin for the Cheat River Rail Trail project. And if there's any questions about that, I'll tag in Owen because he's also going to address you guys about the ARPA change. But if there's no questions about the support
I
letter,
think we're good. At this time, I would like to approve the letter of support to Senator Joe Manchin for congressionally directed spending request for construction of the Cheat River Rail Trail in Preston County.
I'll second that.
Been properly moved and seconded to approve this letter of support for congressionally directed spending for construction of the Cheat River Trail in Preston County. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful, thank you all so much.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I'm here to request some flexibility in our ARPA funding for the Cheat River Rail Trail to be used for our Cheat River Trailhead. There's, as you see, the construction that's been going on down
Oh,
at
yeah,
the
you
site.
guys been making some serious headway.
Serious progress.
The
The
weather's been cooperative.
very good winter weather for those folks. You know, being able to pour concrete in February is pretty unusual.
Yeah.
The date of substantial completion for that project, the trail won't necessarily be open, but at least access to the river and a place to enjoy green space and in the pavilion, there's restrooms, there's water. But our funding from the DEP AML program to construct that. We have a few last minute change orders that have come from the result of working at a Brownsfield, kind of running into issues with you dig in certain areas, maybe you don't need to put certain pipes through that area or utilities. So we've had to move the pavilion, and in that case, change the design, and that has cost some costs. Not significant. I would say you'd be requesting $20,000 to $30,000 from the ARPA funding to be used at the trailhead. And in that same vein, the same contractor would be servicing that section of trail at the trailhead, which has already been approved for in our request.
You're
You're just gonna take some of the money, you basically wanna ask for approval to take money that we gave you for
Trail,
the
aggregate,
trail
Yes.
and dropping
itself,
that.
and brought, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I don't see an
I have-
issue with it,
I have
because
a
it's
little-
gonna ultimately be, this building is ultimately to be the
okay. So
the
how?
welcoming
what
area
was
for
the-
the trail.
What was the amount? 30,000.
yeah, I could formally request in a letter or I could formally request in a letter or
I don't. Let's take a second here because
Well, we just need to make sure we get it right.
Yeah.
We're down to a lot of,
yeah.
I guess the amount of money is to be determined with our engineers and contractor drafting a process in it, like as we speak. We were on site last week. We had to design. I have some actual really confusing map here. If you wanted to look at this, but I think this one makes sense to you.
Oh, yeah, that makes
Color
sense.
over there.
Yeah.
Lots of color.
But I don't have hard numbers for that work. I guess my request would be the flexibility to use those funds.
I don't see an issue with it, because we've already allocated that $154,000 to you guys for that trail improvement anyway.
Good.
And this, it doesn't do a whole lot of good to lock that in for that if you can't get the building completed.
Right. It's more than a building. It's kind of the land. We're into the land.
Well, I mean, the whole facility, the facility itself.
Yeah.
I shouldn't just say building, it's the whole facility.
Yeah, I would say the funds that we would be requesting would represent, 1% or 2% of the total project cost. It's not a significant amount of money.
It's just enough that you don't have it to go.
So thank you for your request, but I think we're going to have an official change request put in to be attached to the original ARPA request, so we can approve a change like that.
Yeah.
So
And that would
Once you get the
also
numbers.
require the numbers.
Yeah, you'll have to get that estimate to us.
Hard-
I was gonna say,
hard
we
numbers.
need that, once you get it to Mr. Oliver.
Okay.
So you can get it.
In the form of a letter addressed to the commission?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Should have that here.
I don't foresee an issue, we just have to go through the proper.
Yeah.
Certainly, yeah, and that's why we're here to understand that the method that you would prefer. That's
You
it.
can't just.
And you're
once they
anticipating
go
that
and
in
do
like
it.
a week? You're anticipating that,
I sent a
the
scope
numbers
of
and all of
work
the,
yesterday and with our engineer, they're drafting up, it's now into the contractor to draft up their costs.
Their cost estimate.
Their cost estimate for
That
this
would be
work.
great.
Maybe backing off on that because we're nervous about the grass growing, so
Right.
stay tuned on that.
Yeah, soft opening, but certainly open to the public
Yeah.
before Chief Fest is our goal. There's a
Yeah.
lot of,
What's the date for Chief Fest again?
First
May
weekend
5th and
of the
6th.
month.
May 5th and 6th. Okay.
yeah, so, certainly we'll do it
Yeah,
to the
so
public.
we don't see anything wrong in that, since it's federal dollars.
Yeah, we just gotta make sure we got the money.
So can we send that to you and you guys will act on it? We love coming to meetings.
No,
We need
just
to
do
be
that.
there
You've
and-
already told us. No, guys,
Okay.
no, there's no reason to waste your time.
Oh,
So,
that's
you've already told us what it's for, what the problem, the details of it. Get it to him, we'll have it on the agenda. If you get it to us, we can get it done next week.
Okay, certainly, yeah, appreciate the flexibility and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't want to leave without my letters.
We need to make some copies.
You can make it a couple copies real quick.
Right.
Actually, you know what? We don't need to do that. Here, we've got, just sign this.
Okay.
Just sign those two. And just get it in.
Thank you. Thank
It
you.
doesn't matter. There's no reason to waste more paper.
So they're signing.
They're gonna sign
Very
the
good.
non-original one.
We'll send the non-original.
Yeah, you,
And then you have it.
Let's do that. Thank you. Thank you.
Here you go.
All right. At this time, we have Justin Wolf, OEM 911, with a budget revision for the EMPG grant signature.
That's what we talked about the other day.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I've got two things. One is a budget revision and then said the other is an EMPG grant award. The budget revision will be to increase line item 001-322-032 for the amount of $27,000.
See it.
And also increase 001-442-459-32 for the same amount of $27,000. This will be used to purchase Cradle Point modem, which is what we run our AVLs, our mobile data terminals, and some cardiac monitor stuff for fire and EMS apparatus. This is coming as a result of Homeland Security Grant 20 SHS 32. And this just takes the funding out of General County, puts it in a line item that we can purchase those devices for fire and EMS, and then they will reimburse the county for that.
And this is 911, right?
Is there any
Uh,
budget revisions?
It's out of General County, and then it puts it into a grant. So
Right.
it doesn't touch the 911 budget.
Okay.
This time I make a motion that we approve this budget revision.
I would like to second that motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the budget revision as presented, increasing two different line items in the amount of $27,000 each. Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes.
And this week here, so with that being said, we said, sure, we'll come back for 5 minutes to get another 20,000. So this is the 2020 Emergency Management Performance Grant Award. This is the amended copy with the new price of $64,863 that will come back into general county.
Okay, well, I move that we approve to sign the EMPG grant that was amended to $64,000.
I'll say.
It's been properly moved and seconded to sign the new amended grant award for the EMP. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
No, that was the normal what it used to be. In the last few years, it's been in the 40-some thousand.
So
So
they updated.
So,
Yeah, and you've been successful getting some of those.
pretty successful. So
Hey, well, thank you, Justin. We will see you at the meeting tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Right and early.
Yep.
So,
Here's something.
Yes, want to.
I have that
4 hours on my belt by that time. 4 hours on my belt by that time.
Right. We love letters of support so much.
This is the theme for the day.
We have 7 through 10. March 10th is.
March 6th is when we have business due, and then.
So we have 2 of those, 2 Senators Capitol and Mansion, for the West Virginia Historic Preservation Training Center. So, do we want to split these?
Yeah, I think so, because they're going to 2 different agencies, so I think it doesn't make sense. They're on 2 different projects.
At this time, I would like to approve the letters of support to our West Virginia senators for the West Virginia Historic Preservation Training Center.
I'll second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the letters of support on behalf of, from Arthur Dale Heritage to our senators Capito and Mansion for their training center. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Yes.
If you could, these 2 other ones here. Who is Miss Green and?
Okay,
She's the director of arts.
right, for the West
And the
Virginia
others are SHPO.
Commission on the Arts. And that would be a letter of support for the Cultural Facilities and Capital Resources grant from the West Virginia Commission on the Arts. And that is for work on 2 of the museum buildings.
Does one of them happen to involve the roof or any of them?
No, the roof is not included on that. This is really more for septic bathroom work at the administration building and for HVAC work at the Esso station.
Yeah, because I went and did some upgrades to those. At this time, I make a motion that we approve this letter of support for Arthur Dale Heritage, directed towards the West Virginia Commission of Arts.
I will second that motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded to authorize this letter of support to Ms. Green concerning the facilities at the Arthur Dale Heritage. This letter of support is to West Virginia Commission on the Arts. Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Yes.
And then we just have one more.
And the last one is to the State Historic Preservation Office, and they are asking SHPO for a development grant to do masonry work in 3 locations around campus.
Okay, well, at this time, I would like to move to approve the letter of support to Susan Pierce, the Deputy Director of the State Historic Preservation Office, for masonry work on 3 different locations of Arthur Dale Heritage.
I'll second that.
Been properly moved and seconded to approve the letter of support for Arthur Dale Heritage. They're pursuing a grant, a development grant from the West Virginia State Historic Preservation Office for 3 different areas out there, their location. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Yes.
And lastly, just to give you word on the budget, I just want to let you know that the budget worksheets were due yesterday. So we have Mary, who's just been working nonstop.
You're so excited there, aren't you?
Ha,
I said you're excited, aren't you?
oh, yes.
So
I'll be getting some budget recommendations. And
At this time, I would like to request and move to go into an executive session for personnel.
I'll second that motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded to go into an executive session on personnel. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you leaving or are we leaving?
What is it?
Are you leaving or are we leaving?
Both. We decided that that's probably the
I
best.
just wanted to make sure before.